Yeah, welcome. This is a part 4 of how to make PHP project. So we are learning how to make banking project step by step. And if you're watching this first time, please watch from the video 1, that is the part 1. Therefore you can learn step by step how to make the banking project. So here in today's video, let us learn how to create the login page. So what are the session variables, how to use the session variable, and we'll understand more about insert statement and the select statement. So both are SQL statement. So we need to use this SQL statement to insert the data as well as to select the data. So these are the things we'll cover in this video. So we all know, like, even though login pages look simple, but you need to know a lot of things to write the program in a login page. But here we'll show you step by step how to do this login page. So what are the important things you need to consider, and how to validate the user, what are the user ID and password entered, whether correct or wrong, we can check it out. And also how to store the user data, so user who logs in, so that throughout the application we want to know who logs in. Therefore there is a session variable, we want to pass the value to the session variable, and whenever is necessary then we can access the value. So that is what we're going to learn here. And one more thing, so insert and select statement, both are the SQL statement. Let's see that how to use them in order to check whether the user present or not, so in the particular table. Right, so let's start with the practical, and we see that how to create these pages and how to write the code for the same. So if you're not yet subscribed to our channel, please subscribe here. And also you can, after watching the video, please write it in the comment what you feel about it, whether you can follow or you want something more. How do you feel? So please write us, therefore we'll understand whether you are following us, you are learning, or you have any difficulties, therefore it will be helpful. So this is the part 1 and this is the part 2, part 3. So the series are available. So you can also go to home, and there you have a playlist. So we already created the playlist. So here you can watch one by one. That option also is very much open. So please subscribe to our channel and also suggest to your friends who are doing any computer science course. Definitely is very useful, because we provide a lot of project related videos. So by watching them you can learn how the project works, and then you try practically, so therefore you can gain the experience. Fine. So now today let's learn how to create a login page. So this one we created last week, in the previous video. So there you can see that this is the connection file. So in this file we have 4 parameters. So what is the server, what is the user ID, what is the password. Password is empty because when you install XAMPP Server, so the password will not be there. So then the database, what is the database name, and this mySQL we have to use to connect to this particular database. So we'll see that how use this particular file in the login page and how to validate the data. So first we need to create the login page. So therefore what you can do is, I just take to the main page here, so the page which already created. So we go to file and say save as, because it's already created, so therefore I don't need to create it again and again. So we can use the same code and then we can modify wherever is necessary. So you can call it as admin login. So then you can save. So therefore admin login page is created. Right, now you can see that this is not required, so therefore we can remove this. So instead of that, what we want is here admin login. So we create one more table here. So let's say table. Right, so then you can have tr, then td. So here you can see that /td, then tr, this is one line. So here first line, since this is the first row, so therefore you can make column span is equal to 2. So we can combine together and you can say admin login here, admin login. So in the next line, so we want to write user ID and the password. So this is not required, so therefore we can take it out. So here you can type user ID, and then next you need to take the text box. So here the text box has to come. So therefore you can use the input key. So this is all HTML. Okay, hope I understand you know the HTML. So therefore I just straight away use the input type is equal to text, then name, is equal to text1. Fine. So this is the user ID. So we want one more, so for password, so therefore you can have a password here. Password. So this is a text2. Right. So then one more. So here you record a button like, so you can call it as a submit. Submit is a button. So name, can give us a login. So right here is nothing is required, so I'll take it out. So now let me save this, and we go back to, because we already started the XAMPP server. XAMPP server is already running here, so you can see that Apache and MySQL both are running, and also you can ensure that you have this particular folder. So in C drive we have XAMPP server, then HTTP docs, and then banking project. So here we have to save all the files, and in order to run the project, so copy the project folder name and then type localhost / the project folder name. So this will take to that particular project. You can see it comes here. Next, now you click admin. So now it should take me the admin login page, but you need to ensure that there should be a proper link here. Therefore I can go to main page. So this is the main page. Edit this. So here it is. So when you click admin, it should take to admin login. Okay, so save this now. So refresh. So now it will take to admin login. Now see that what happened. So these things are there here. Okay, so now we need to rectify this problem. This width is 50%, and then so this table you have to make it 100%. Okay, we are not close the table here, so we need to close the table /table. Okay. Right, so you can see that here it is. So what you can give is, we can give the border width here. Border is equal to 1. Then you can give cell spacing and cell padding. Fine. So this is how it looks now. So this width we can reduce. So therefore what we can do is, so instead of 100% we can take it as 80%, and then we can write align to left. Alright. So here is the submit button. Okay, so this is the two buttons are there. And then what you can do is, so this picture, you need to get some more PR here. So we'll use one more table here. So just use the height is equal to some 200. So this is td/td/tr/table. So it's going down. So this picture we want to bring it right side. So therefore what you can do is, so this align right. Okay, so this align right, so we'll take to the right side. And now so here is a mistake. Actually this is 100%, but this table should be 80%. Okay, so sometime this will happen, so we need to rectify them. So next step is we need to type here. So now we can type admin, some admin, then you can submit. But here you can see the stars has to come. So in order to get the stars, type supposed to be password. So make it as password. Now if I refresh this, this is password. So now type this. So now you get the stars. Now I click submit. So this data should go and validate with the table. So for table we can go to localhost phpMyAdmin. So here it is. So banking data. So here is the login table. Okay, so this it should come over here. Okay, but anyway there is no data here. We need to insert the data. So in order to insert the data, you can write insert statement here. Insert into. So this is the login tab, values. So what are the user ID and password they want? Okay, so you want to take as admin, then admin only. Okay, so say go. So record inserted. Now login table, you can see that admin, it's already inserted now. So I take to this side. So what is the next step? Now this page is ready. So whatever this data is there, so that should be comes in within the form tag. So therefore what I'll do is I'll just take a form tag here. So this is the form tag, form. We can give the name, form1. The method is important. So method is equal to post. Okay, this is the post. Then you have to close the form tag. So in a form tag, one is name, one is method. So one more important thing is action. So when you submit, where it has to go. So it should go to the same page. Therefore I can write admin login.php. It should come to the same page. So if you come to the same page, how to validate, that I'll teach you like how to do that. So and also, so here you can see that there is a button. So the size is very small. Therefore we can apply style properties here. So style height is equal to 25 pix and width is equal to 150 pix. So that is the inline style. So now if I refresh this, the button will be a little bigger. So height you want to make it bigger, so we can raise the height to, okay, let's say 45 pix. Done. So we can do for text box also, but you can check it out later. Now next important thing is once you enter, once you submit, so how do we validate? Okay, that is what very important. So in order to validate, so this is a body. So before the form tag, so we can use the PHP tag. So $PHP. So thus indicate, so this we are using the PHP code here. Right. So what we can write in the PHP? So first thing you need to do is we need to import this file. So that is a connection file.php. So how to import it? So in order to import, you need to use the keyword include file name. So there is connection file.php. So close the bracket and then semicolon. So meaning is whatever the content of this should come over there like. So instead of writing this, we can also paste here like, because the same work is done by this particular line of code, because this will go to that file, so all the content will be executed. So that is what it. The next step is session start. Session underscore start. So this indicate the session is started, means that this particular user, because in a web server there are many people who can log in. So for each one the session will start, and we can have variable to store the values. So in this case, what are the user ID that we want to store in a session variable? So therefore you can say session start. Then one important thing here is, so what is the method you are using? If this is the method, so when you are posting it, okay, first time you shouldn't execute any PHP code here, because there is no text1 data and text2 data, so it's empty. So therefore there is no point executing the PHP code, or check the user in the corresponding table. Therefore what you have to do is, you have to use the keyword that is $server request method. Okay, server is capital here, so just make server square bracket, then you have to use a single quote here. Here you can say request underscore method, then close the bracket. So this is the request method. So here you can see that the method is post. The other one is get. Okay, so get or post. So in case of get, if you use when you submit it, so the values will go in the address bar. So the values will come on the address bar. So if you say post, so values will not appear on the address bar, but still they are available in a variable. So therefore we can able to access them. So there is the method. So therefore we'll check if this method is equal to post, so then only it should execute this code. So what are the code we write here? It should execute this corresponding code. So here we need to connect to the we have to check in the table whether what are the user ID password you enter here present or not. Okay, so therefore this is underscore server request method is equal to post. So check whether this is working or not. You can say, so echo let's say working. So where it will print, so let's check it out. So we go to this page, so load it again. When I click submit, you can see that it will print on the top. So because first time when you load the page, that will not come, but when I click submit, this will come. So because the post method is working. Fine. So 2 forward slashes to remark it. Let it be remarked now. So next we need to read the value of text1 and text2 to the two variables. So therefore to declare a variable you have to start with the $sign. So v1, that is value 1. So again dollar underscore, so here is the post, so therefore you can use post square bracket single quote text1. So what are the name given to the text? So this is text1 and the other one is a text2. So therefore you can select this again, you write text2 here. Now again you can write echo, this is $v1 dot, some space we can give, dot is the concatenation. So you want to join the rest of the string, so you want to join with this, so therefore we are using the dot here. So enter, there are no errors, submit, nothing will come. So now type something here, so you can see that whatever you have typed, it's coming here. So let's say admin 1234. So admin 1234, the data is passed and that is there in the v1 and v2. So now we don't require this, so remark this. So we already have a connection string here, we connected. Now we need to write so we'll take one more variable. So So called as SQL var. So select star from login tab, where, so what is the ID? So therefore you should have exact column names. So this is the login table. Okay, so user ID and the pivot, user ID pivot are the column names. Therefore where user ID is equal to so here you have to use the single quote because this is the text value, and then what is the variable value? So $v1, again single quote. So unless like any other language, so you need to use the concatenation operator, but here you don't require a concatenation operator. Like here we use dot, okay, but here you don't need to use anything. So straight away you can write, because whenever the dollar occurs, it indicates that it's a variable. System automatically read the value from that, and single quotes indicating that this is a text value, where user ID is equal to v1 and p word that is equal to v2. So this is the statement, semicolon. Now this statement has to be executed, and whatever the result will come, so we want to store the result into the one variable. Fine. So as we already know, like this is the connection file. So here we have connection, so this is the connection variable. So once it's connected, the connected value will be there in the connection. Therefore here you can use $connection. So this statement has to be executed over there, single hyphen and then greater than symbol. Then you have to write query. So what is the query value? That is $SQL var. So once it's executed, the value should go to the another variable. So therefore you can have another variable result is equal to $connection, and execute this in a query, and this is the variable. So this is the query it should execute. Okay, so Q small. This is the SQL var. Okay. Next step, if there is a result, okay, so the result will come. We need to check whether there is anything in the result. Therefore, if $result again extended greater than num underscore rows is greater than 0, so means there is a record. So result num rows, okay, in the result you check the number of rows. If they are greater than 0, that means there is a record. So then you should execute what are the code we write here, right? So then what we can write here, so we can send this from this page to another page. So how to send? What is the code to send from this page to another page? So here we need to write header, open bracket, so double quote, so location, so where it has to go, location, colon, then what is the page you want to send, okay? So therefore you can give it admin main page .php. Presently is not there, but we'll create one. So header location admin main page .php. So else, you can write the else part. Else we want to display some message, so therefore user ID password not current. So therefore you can write echo user ID or password is not correct. Fine. So now this is the code which is required to take to the table, check whether this user ID password is present. If it is present, we'll take to the next page, otherwise we'll give the message. Fine. So what we'll do is, so we'll take main page, edit again, so I'll call it as a admin main page. So this is admin main page. Okay, let it be there. So the later we can modify this one. Now press enter key. There is a error here, location at line number 21. So here we return location. So here there is a problem. So here the point selected is a problem. So therefore here double quote is not identified properly. Therefore I'll use two single quotes. Okay. So save this and then you can reload. Still at 35. Okay. So here also. Okay, I'll change the font later because of this font. Wherever double quotes, I think it gives a problem. So at line number 37. Okay. So all you have to replace. Okay, save this and then you can check it out once again. So refresh this. Okay, now something went wrong here. Okay, so earlier we thought the problem is a single quote, but not that. So you have to use only double quote. Okay, so the main problem is here the double quote is not closed. Because of that all this happened. Fine. Anyhow, so we know like sometime when you don't close the quotes properly, some errors will come. So therefore we need to close them properly and then you have to use. So now let's try something with that and then submit. So many errors. MySQL I. So here it's supposed to be open bracket, not the square bracket. Okay, so user ID or password not correct. Okay, it's working fine now. So now give the correct user ID and the correct password and click submit. So now it take to the next page. So I think now everything is working fine. So these are the code you're supposed to write in order to log into the table. So it'll go and check in this particular table what are the ID and the password you enter. So therefore, so we already have a values admin. If you enter correct admin, so here also will come and check whether what is the user ID and what is the password. Therefore you'll allow to go to next page. But if you enter the wrong password, so then it says that user ID password is not correct. So hope you understand the concept. So please try this, and in the next video we'll see that how we can modify the main page, and we provide all the links to that, and later we'll make step by step to complete the project.